Hey guys, I'm back with Minion. Sorry about my last video. My storage was up on my phone and it just cut me off. Anyways, so I'm going to leave back where I left off on page 201. His father was like finally asking him for help and gave him a post-it note to go get the last piece of whatever he needs from Aziz. And he said he was going to leave the liar unlocked. So let's see what happens. 201. And no more secrets. It's not meant to come out as a question, but seeing him sitting there looking so fragile, as if he might suddenly splinter to pieces, I feel guilty. Everything he did, I know, he did to protect me. His intentions were good, or maybe that's not quite the word. No more secrets, he says, but you need to go now. All right then, I say, folding the post-it and tucking it into my pocket with the picture from last night. I'll go, but I'm serious. When I get back, that's it. You're telling me everything. I head to the back door and slip my shoes on, feeling the lucky penny slide up against my big toe. The sky outside is a heavy gray. The clouds just sit there, pregnant, long overdue for rain. It's as if the whole world is holding its breath. I mean it, I say, looking back at him, as soon as I get back. Benjamin Edson nods, and I start to close the door behind me. Michael, he says, stopping me. I turn. I'm guessing there is a quote coming, Gandhi or Oprah, or maybe he's going to tell me he loves me. He does that sometimes. Be sure to look both ways, he says. I guess I should have seen that one coming. One more piece. I'm not even sure Aziz is open this early, but he sleeps in a loft above his shop. So if worse comes to worse, I'll just toss a rock out of his window. I take my bike to get there faster, hoping to beat out the rain, but it's a lost cause. The smoke gray clouds turn angry charcoal, and the sky growls once in warning. Trust me, it says, you don't want to be out there much longer. Nor does anybody else, apparently. The streets are practically empty, save for the cops. That's all I see. Perhaps because they appear in little swarms, like bees around a dumpster. Probably they are looking for the dictator, trying to trace his signal, track him down. Or maybe they are putting on a show. Either way, I have to take the long path, cutting down alleys and cross streets, doubling back, pausing to hide behind vans as patrol cars pass. I know they don't know me. I'm not wearing a silver mask or a blue one, but there are too many questions cops could ask that I don't have the answers for. Questions about who I am, what my purpose is. Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell them. I pedal as fast as I can, but it's no use. The clouds unleash. It is pouring before I get to Main Street. The kind of summer rain that teases you with a couple of big fat droplets before instantly unloading on you in sheets. I've got my hood up, but I still have to wipe off my face constantly as I skim across one growing puddle after another. The water splashes up and soaks through my new shoes into my socks. The shops are all closed. There is no traffic. Nobody is coming out today. Maybe they are camped out in front of their televisions already, waiting for 6 o'clock to roll around, waiting for the revolution to start. Or maybe they're all packing for Winnipeg. I take 2 more detours to avoid the fuzz and circle around the back of Aziz's shop, parking my bike in the alley. I check the street to make sure it's clear, then run to his door. The sign says he's closed, but I knock anyway. Takes a minute, maybe more, before I see his face in the window. I'm soaked to the skin, staring up at the sky, looking for the sorry excuse for a sun. Aziz opens and stands there confused. He smells like licorice. Mr. Morin? What exactly are you doing standing out there in the rain like that? He pulls me inside and I shake like a dog, wiping my eyes clear. The store doesn't open for another hour, he continues. Your father must be hard at work to send you out this early, especially on a day like this. I assume he means the rain, or maybe Aziz, like all the others, is hollowing himself up as well. Nobody knows what to expect around here anymore. I reach into my back pocket and I pull out the post-it note Dad gave me. It is sopping wet like me, and it nearly tears in half as I try to unfold it. The rain has smeared the ink, but the numbers are still legible. 111-000-111. It's the last part he needs to finish this big project of his, I say, handing it over, following the nodding Indian to the front of the store. I consider asking Aziz if he knows what it is my father is working on, but I doubt he even knows. It's all right. I can wait. I'll be home soon enough. Aziz takes the paper, his brow creased in confusion. 1 minute, he says, circling back underneath the counter. He types something into the computer, then frowns. Types something again and frowns again. Where is your father now? He asks sternly, his whole body rigid. I wonder what my dad could possibly have asked for that would cause Aziz to suddenly act this way, considering all the thing he's helped us with in the past. He's at home. Why? Is there a problem? I wait for his head to jiggle. No, sir, no problem at all. But Aziz just continues to grimace at me, biting lip and V-shaped brow. Did he give you anything else? Say anything else to you? I shake my head. Just that he's almost finished. Why? What's going on? Now I'm worried. Cops on every street, a supervillain on the television, a masked hero who comes and goes as he pleases. But it takes Aziz's fallen face to push me over the edge. The store owner doesn't say anything, just walks to the front door and peers through the blanket of rain, making me even more nervous. Then he circles back around to his cash register, opening it and taking out all the money inside. 10s, 20s, 50s. He doesn't even bother to count it. He puts on the jacket that was sitting on the stool behind him and zips it up, stuffing the huge wads of bills inside. Aziz, I say, tell me what is going on. But I can't catch his eyes to be any more persuasive because he's ducked behind the counter. I hear him fiddling with something. He pops back up with a gun in his hands. A small black pistol that I've never seen before. It's not pointed at me. Not exactly. My hands shoot out in front of me like I'm just going to swat the bullets away. As if, geez, Aziz, what in the world is that for? I consider diving behind at one of the shelves, but before I can, Aziz just checks to make sure the gun is loaded, then stuffs it in the back of his pants. Lethal weapon style. A 5'6" Hindu speaking techno geek with a gun in his belt. Come on, he says, motioning to me. We are leaving now. Wait, where? Aziz skits around the corner and takes me by the hand, pulling me toward the storeroom, musty with dust and smelling of cardamom. Past hundreds more metal shelves filled with cardboard boxes and shelves, kindred spirits. He and my father, best of friends. The only other person Benjamin Edson really trusts besides me. At least since my birth father died. 111 000 111. The store owner mumbles. Though he isn't looking at any of the boxes or heading down any of the aisles. He's not picking anything up. He seems flustered but determined. What is it? I ask again. What does my father want? 111 000 111. That's all he says. Over and over again, shaking his head. Then I realize that's not a part number at all. It's a code. Aziz throws open the back door leading into the alley and looks around, keeping one hand behind him, resting on the butt of his pistol. The other hand still holds mine a little too tightly. I've never been afraid of this man in my life. Of course, I've never seen him with a gun before either. Come on, he says. But I stop him. I pull him hard, wriggling my hand free. Aziz knows about my power, the only person my father ever told. I guess we both got to tell somebody. He knows to look away, but he's distracted, nervous, and he doesn't do it in time. I manage to meet his eyes, only for a second, but it's just long enough to grab hold. Tell me what's going on. I say it's demand this time, I say focused, mustering all my concentration, and I watch his pupils below, black over brown. I've got him. I just need to hold on. The number, he says, just loud enough to be heard over the still pounding rain that runs in ribbons along our cheeks. It's a message. It's an SOS. It means I'm supposed to get you out of here. Out of here? You mean out of the city? Aziz nods. I can see he's trying to look away, but I don't let him. I am completely locked in. Because he's in trouble? Aziz nods. What kind of trouble, Aziz? I don't know, he says finally. But whatever it is, it's bad enough that he's afraid for your life. Whatever my father is building, it's not for Tony. Tony would never threaten my father like that. I know exactly who it is for. Who do you guys think it's for? And this last favor was just another trick. My father's last-ditch effort to get me out of New Liberty before the axe came down. He loves you, Michael. He wants to keep you safe. I keep my gaze fixed on Aziz, trying to stay focused, but it's difficult. It's happening again. The magic trick. He's trying to make me disappear. But I'm not a child anymore, and I can make my own choices. Give me your gun, I say. I can see the store owner's mouth twitch, his eyes straining, trying to look away. His whole body starts to shake. Aziz, give me your gun. Right now. His hand shakes as he reaches behind him, pulling the pistol free. I concentrate, my voice calm, measured. I know he doesn't want to, that he is resisting me with everything he's got, and that makes it all the more difficult. I can feel his mind wiggling, slipping free. In a moment, I will lose him. Some minds are stronger than others, and I'm asking an awful lot of my father's friend. I reach out and I take the gun from his hands, prying his fingers loose and holding it in both of mine. I point it at his chest. My concentration finally breaks, and he shakes his head. I can't convince him of anything anymore. Not that way, at least. Go back in the store, I demand. Aziz puts out both of his hands. It's just instinct, I guess. His glasses are streaked with rain. Michael, please, I promised your father. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on around, I say. I'll tell him that you did your best, but that I wouldn't cooperate. Now get back in the store. I wave the pistol around a little, the way I've always seen them do in movies. I've robbed banks before, but this is the first time I've ever held a gun. It's a lot heavier than I expected. But Aziz doesn't move. He doesn't look at my face either, just stares over my shoulder. You won't shoot me, Michael, he says, taking a step toward me. I know you. I know your father. You would never kill anyone, either of you. You're not that tight. He takes another step, close enough to reach out and grab the gun. I hope to goodness I know what I'm doing. You're right, I say. I aim as carefully as I can, and I pull the trigger. Harmanza! I take a quick step back, startled by the sound of the gunshot and the sound of his cursing and the way the pistol kicked up out of my hands like a wild animal. The store owner stumbles backward, hopping on one foot, the other already up in both hands. He spins and falls through his own back door into his storeroom, landing on his side, curling up and clutching his wounded foot. There was a hole in the front of his left shoe. I'm pretty sure I have shot off one of his toes. I am so sorry, I say over and over again as he continues to curse me in a language I don't even know. I throw the gun in the nearby dumpster, and I hop on my bike just as Aziz manages to struggle to one foot, the other one dangling limp behind him. As I pedal down the alley, I can hear him shouting at me to come back. Whether to save me or to choke me to death, I don't really know. All I know is that I can't let him take me away. I can't leave my father behind. I careen into the street and nearly run into a parked police car, the door just starting to open, one black boot stepping free. The cop undoubtedly heard the gunshot. Blowing a man's toe off is an arrestable offense. I veer sharp left, nearly colliding with a lamppost and a mailbox right before righting myself. Pedaling as fast as I can, brushing the wet hair from my eyes, I take 2 more quick turns. Shooting down side streets with no sidewalks, brushing against parked cars, listening for sirens, looking behind me constantly for flashing lights, spitting, hopping mad Indians, but no one is following me, at least no one I can see. The rain is starting to let up, but it makes no difference. I am already soaked clear through. My jeans are so stiff, my legs can hardly pump. My legs burn, but I don't care. I have to get home. Whatever it is, whatever he's into, he has to know that I'm in it with him. I'm not technically his son, I guess, but I am still his minion. I pull up a block away from our house, drop the bike, and pull my hood tighter. The house looks normal, windows unbroken, doors shut, the Honda still sitting in the driveway. He hasn't gone anywhere, at least not in his own accord. There are no strange cars on the street, no unmarked vans, no police anywhere that I can see. I head around to the back, peeking in the windows, past half-closed curtains into empty rooms, walking on tiptoe as if it matters. I'm no ninja. I can't even beat the girl of my dreams at a kung fu video game. Part of me wishes I had kept Aziz's gun. The back door is locked, but at least I have a key to this one. I open it slowly, waiting for a hand to come out of nowhere and grab me by the arm, drag me inside, throw a pillow case over my head, or stuff a gag in my mouth, waiting for the smell of chloroform, which I've never smelled before, but assume it smells something like Windex. But there is no hand, no gag, no Windex, no nothing. The place is deserted. I close the door softly and I look around. The lights are all on, the basement door is shut. There is no sign of scuffle or forced entry, no bullet holes, no smashed glass. I call out his name, Dad, not Benjamin. Once, twice, 3 times, louder and louder. No answer. If there is someone here, they would have surely leapt out and clubbed me by now. That's when I noticed the note sitting on the table, a single sheet note typed up in nice and neat capital letters. I'm going to stop there for now.